Woman gets life for cutting baby from 18-year-old's womb. Andrea Corey-Demas will spend the rest of her life in jail for luring a pregnant teen to her apartment, drugging her, killing her, and cutting the child from the womb so she could pass it off as her own. The penalty was largely determined in March 2010 when Allegheny County Judge Jeffrey Manning found her guilty of second-degree murder, but also mentally ill. That carries the mandatory life sentence imposed formally, and Manning tacked on 20 years for kidnapping, saying it would be a huge injustice if you were ever released into society. At her sentencing, Corey-Demas briefly turned around and faced the family of her 18-year-old victim, Kia Johnson. "I want to apologise to the family," the 40-year-old said before facing the judge and saying, "I'm sorry." Johnson's mother, Darlene Lee, said she was satisfied with the life sentence. "I don't want her to have the death penalty. I want her to suffer, I really do," Lee said. "I want her to suffer and think about what she did to my daughter, and see my daughter's face every day that she wakes up." Corey-Demas met Johnson at the Allegheny County Jail in July 2008 while both were visiting inmates. Corey-Demas had been telling her family that she was pregnant, even putting her name on another woman's ultrasound that she showed people, and decorating a nursery. Corey-Demas eventually befriended Johnson by offering clothes for her unborn son and a ride home from jail on July 15, 2008. But Corey-Demas got Johnson to her own Wilkinsburg apartment, drugged her, bound her with duct tape, and cut the baby from her. Corey-Demas wrapped Johnson's body in more tape, plastic wrap and bags, and a comforter before stuffing it in a space behind the bed. Johnson died of a combination of blood loss and suffocation, prosecutors said. Corey-Demas then told her sister that she gave birth, but a hospital test showed she wasn't the mother. Corey-Demas then told police she bought the baby from a crack addict, but police found Johnson's body after Corey-Demas's neighbour reported the stench of decomposition. Corey-Demas had been sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison in a similar plot 2 decades earlier. In May 1990, she stabbed a woman in an apparent plot to steal her newborn, and the next day kidnapped another baby from a hospital. She pleaded guilty in January 1991 to kidnapping, aggravated assault, concealing the whereabouts of a child, and related offences.